I spent almost every night of October on my computer for hours working on Spooktober 2021. And if someone was in the room with me while I was working, they would hear me say out loud, "This is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous and idiotic amount of work that no one asked me to do. I just chose to do this." And if no one else was in the room to hear me say that, I still say it to myself because at that point I had completely fried my brain. In case you don't know, Spooktober 2021 is a video I posted here on YouTube on Halloween. At least I think that's what I titled it. Regardless, I'll put a description in. Regardless, I'll put a link to the video in the description below. But for some more context, I actually posted it in parts on my Instagram and Facebook throughout the entire month of October. Because it's Spooktober. It's a project that I've done since, I believe the first one was in 2018. And I did it because I really like Halloween. And I was like, I'm gonna celebrate it the whole month. At that time, I also really missed doing photo shoots. And so it was 31 pictures, spooky themed pictures for the month. And I've done it every year since then with different themes. But this is the first year that the entire thing was a video and like one video that all went together. This is without a doubt the most work I've put into a Spooktober ever. I guess technically, spoiler for Spooktober 2021, for the first part of my Spooktober video, since it was, I guess, technically animated. Sidebar, I'm having trouble saying I've animated anything because that feels like a skill set that's out of my reach. But I think that's technically what I did. Anyway, for the first half of this little video, that's 10 frames a second. So that's like 10 pictures in a second. So the entirety of a past Spooktober, which was 31 pictures, would make up 3 seconds of this Spooktober. And then you get out of the animated part. I spent like 6 hours one night in my room, and I rearranged my room to make, you know, space for filming, and I picked out specific outfits with specific colors that match specific stick figure Abbeys. And I made props, and it is a lot of work that no one asked of me, but I did anyway. And here's the real kicker. I wasn't even planning on doing Spooktober at all this year. I did VEDs instead, vlog every day in September, and at the end of that, I unexpectedly, like months earlier than originally planned, moved from Minnesota to Ohio. All of that happened at the end of September while I was finishing up this every day of the month project I just did. I was not intending on doing Spooktober. But then, you know, September 30th happened and I thought, why not? I've been reflecting on it a lot because I still don't have a reason why I did it. Other than just 'cause? Creating something just because? Just on a whim? In this economy? Like, even if it was like, oh, because I wanted to, that would have been a reason. But there were moments when I definitely didn't want to. Making this little derpy stick figure pictures and then trying to get my free editing software to work, and half the time it didn't. Like, there were times I just wanted to snap my laptop in half because I was just done. Like, I'm pretty sure if I wasn't posting it on my social medias every day, I wouldn't have kept it up. I'm ultimately really glad and really grateful I did have that sort of self-imposed, mostly as it was, but that pressure to keep it up and finish it. Because I'm pretty proud of this little thing. I still think it was a ridiculous and idiotic amount of work considering I had just gotten off another like month project. There are little details, like since I did it over a month, the consistency of the look of little stick figure Abby changes drastically from like their first appearance to their last one. Or at least I think it changes drastically. They're a stick figure with glasses and no other features, so as much as they can change considering that. But also little details, like there's one frame that when I put the whole thing together from like, I don't know how many it was, I think it was 23 little videos into one big video with sound, a frame went missing, and that frame will haunt me for the rest of my days. But I acknowledge these are mostly small things that I'm gonna fixate on, but I don't think anyone else is really gonna notice. except you will now. But overall, I'm really proud of it. I can watch it, and I can watch it. I imagine there are creatives who will empathize with the feeling of not wanting to look at something you've made. But for this Spooktober, I can go back and watch it and think, yeah, that's a thing I did. Especially, I believe it was the 10th part that I posted, but it's a little clip of Stick for Grabby getting lifted up and then like flown across the air, and their little body goes kind of like they fly and then they stop and their body reacts to it. And I'm so proud of that 2 to 3 seconds alone. But yeah, I guess overall I've just been reflecting on how this creative process for me was different than what I usually do. Usually I'm a big overthinker into the process. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And then after it's done, I will put it out there and hopefully never look at it again. And this was the opposite. The entire time I wasn't quite sure what I was doing. And I was like, I guess I'm just doing it 'cause. And now that it's over, even though parts of the process was really hard, I can look back and think, yeah, good on you, Past Abby. And I know at least 3 other people other than me liked it, so I'll call it a win. Thank you for listening to my rambly, tangential reflection. If anyone's interested in a behind the scenes, more about the making of Spooktober 2021, I'd be happy to talk more about it if people are interested. Or even if not, maybe I'll just make my own behind the scenes video just for me. But that seems a little silly, so if you'd like to see one as well, let me know. I still haven't gotten good at ending videos. The end. Bye.